It's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-da-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Good evening, friends. Welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming. My name is Melissa. I am the Gloom Mistress. I am in a costume closet at the Florida Renaissance Festival, and I am here to join you tonight. So, here's what's going on. There is it's not a blackout. We're not supporting Amazon right now, so in order to broadcast this fairly to everybody, we are trying to do this on YouTube. So if you happen to know anybody else that wants to hang out and watch us, we will give you a lovely little recap here in the beginning so that you understand what's going on. And we are just going to broadcast on YouTube today instead of Twitch because Twitch is owned by stupid people. Anyway, Before we get started, I'm going to start with our sponsors because we have those and they're really cool. Let me find the right things. Okay. Ooh, and I've got a new one. To show you. Okay. First of all, 3D2U. Hi, Jesse. Our friends at 3D2U are awesome. 3D2U.org. You can follow them on Facebook and Instagram. I know they've got a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming up in April and May, I believe. I think Smithville Renaissance Fair is coming up. Usually that happens in April. Then we have stuff going on in tons of stuff. They have tons of events coming up in May. I think they're at New Jersey Renaissance Fair for all 4 weekends of the rest of the festival this year. So please check them out online. You can follow them on varying socials and find out more information about what they do because they're awesome. We're also going to take a moment to thank Destination D&D. If I click on it, dang thing. Oh, come on. Just show up. Thank you, dummy. All right. DestinationDND.com. This is taking really cool groups of people to varying places. What you're seeing in front of you here is an actual castle, Muncaster Castle in England. And Paulo is going to be taking a group of people there in July. So please check out destinationdnd.com for information about that. There's also still Ren Adventures, which is just going on really cool vacations with your favorite Ren Fair performers. So that is still happening as well. And I believe the next event with that, I think they're going to Italy again. I'm not sure. But just check out destinationdnd.com for all of your Destination D&D needs. Okay. This is the new one. It's super cool. This is from my friend Devin Borkowski. And her information, which I'm sharing because she is the artist who did all of the awesome work behind my Dread book, which I absolutely adore. So please find Dread on Amazon, but maybe not this week. But you can support her individual stuff, which I will share with you now. At devonborkart.com. This is Devin Borkowski. She is a native artist. She's an artist, writer, and actor from the Rappahannock tribe. Gosh, I always say that wrong. Rappahannock tribe. She's been performing in Renaissance fairs for over a decade and enjoys working on artistic projects that reflect that experience. Prints and contact information are available at this website, devonbork.art. So please check out her stuff because she's amazing. No, I did the wrong button. Anyway, I still exist. Hello. Thank you all for joining me. Super cool. Cool. First of all, welcome to Gothic Horror Gaming. So what does that mean? This is how we're going to start this off. For those of you who have never been here, content warning. The following program contains graphic scenes, violence against minors, creatures of common phobias. Viewer discretion is advised. We had a vote in the comments last week of whether or not our other fun character, Sheila, was going to actually turn into a werewolf or have a psychotic break where she believed she was turning into a werewolf. And we went for psychotic break, and that is totally normal on this channel. So if this is the kind of thing that you are not into, please check out Nat 21 Adventures on a different time. There are awesome things that happen all throughout the week. Sonnets with Shakespeare on Tuesdays. There's the main game. The main game is on Tuesday nights. There's a bunch of different things that happen all throughout the week. So please check out their stuff. We will, at least for the time being, continue to talk about streaming on Twitch. But if this ends up being a better platform, we might switch to it. So check us out where you can find us, Nat 21 Adventures. But yeah, anyway, this is a spooky game, and it's meant to be spooky, and it's meant to be creepy and gross and scary and awful. So if that's not your flavor, you can totally move on to something else. But if that's something that you enjoy, then we are happy to bring you here. Cool. So here's how things are going to work today. I will give you our setting in a hot second, but the way the mechanics of the game is going to work today. This is Over the Edge rules. I'm adapting my husband's rule system. So it's Over the Edge was apparently a rule system from the 1990s, but it's very, very simple. The idea is that you roll 4 six-sided dice for your primary trait, and you roll 3 six-sided dice for your secondary traits. You have 1 primary trait, 2 secondary traits, and then anything below that you have to kind of figure out. So if we had a character who was we usually do like a firefighter, okay? So if we had a character who's a firefighter, then their primary trait is probably firefighter. So anything that involves firefighting, which could be breaking a door down with an axe, or putting out a fire, or driving an enormous truck, those kinds of things would go under firefighter. That person would roll 4d6 for their skill if they needed to do firefighter things. Then let's say maybe they are also an equestrian and a gambler. That's the things that they like to do. So anything that involved those skills, like riding a horse or rolling dice, they could roll 3 dice for that. But anything that they are not completely well versed in, like especially things like surgery, like first aid, yeah, that's fine. But like, you can't take a bullet out of somebody and hope that it works. It's not that kind of game. Things that you are completely unskilled in, you only roll 2d6. Now, the way we're going to do this today, because we still have our friend, Sir David Percival, hanging out over in our YouTube comments. I'm trying to point over at the YouTube comments, but it doesn't work if I'm pointing into a shirt. Like there's just a shirt here, and it's just going to absorb my hands most of the night. So be prepared. But what we're going to do is just kind of honor system, as long as you don't get real belligerent about it. If you would like to help a character, all you have to do is mention their name in the comments and say, I want to help Sam, or I want to help Jack, or I want to help the Gloom Mistress. And we will allow that person to roll an additional die for any of the roles that they are doing. So even in a primary trait situation, this firefighter really has to put out this fire. They're going to use one of their helps. Now they can roll 5d6 and take the highest 4. It's still based on a 4, you only get up to 24. Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to add too many rules to it. I appreciate you, Dan, for looking out for that in the background, but I don't know. I am willing to embrace the chaos tonight, because there are lots of other things that are going on that are chaotic, and why not? Anyway, now this game is based on some spooky stuff. It is a modern game, so everybody still has access to technology. Everybody still has access to normal things that they would have access to. These characters, it's based in, we decided it's 2024 to make it a little bit kind of like how when we were playing in 2020, everybody just pretended it was 2019, so you didn't have to deal with like CDC rules of people wandering from street to street if you were going to play like a reality game. So it's 2024. It is the fall of 2024. It's supposed to be cold. No, it's winter. It's cold. So it's February 2024. It is a modern game. These characters have previously worked with an organization called SAVE, or the Societas Argente Viae Eternitata. Ooh, Tata. I'm a terrible person. Anyway, SAVE is an organization that has been around since the 1800s. They recognize that there are creepy things in the world. They are almost always evil, or at the very least chaotic, and they are not here to be helpful. So when we encounter them, thank you, I love you. When we encounter them, we have to deal with them. And that's what these 2 characters are doing that are coming by today. Now, I will introduce you to them first, and then we can talk about why our 3rd character isn't here. But in the meantime, I'm going to have our 2 friends do a rundown of everything that's happened basically so far, so that we can catch you all up to speed, because not all of you have watched this before. So, Sam, you're a journalist. Why don't you come on here and a podcast host at that?
Yes, I am.
What's going on, and give us your best host spin of how everything's been going.
Yeah, so welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. So we were called to this situation where multiple people had experienced spontaneous combustion. So it would seem that they were immolated and on fire without any seeming cause or like there were no accelerants, there were no real um, there's no like starting point. We didn't really have any reason why these people were on fire. So we got here. We did have a contact that we had to basically hook up with, according to Mr. Pym. And so we went to her house, um, which was being attacked by bears. And these weren't just like normal bears. Like when I say these bears were, they were really going for it when it came to attacking her house. They were trying to get in, and nothing we were doing was actually helping the situation.
Nope.
In fact, I believe we had to murder the bears, unfortunately, which is not great. However, there was really no recourse because they were going to get into the house. So then, we found some interesting writing on the wall that's very that was a protection spell. And so we took Miss Rodriguez back to the hotel where Sheila became a wolf. I personally think she was on drugs. I don't know. She tried to attack us. I have everything on film. Like I was filming the whole time. So I might go back and like just kind of review the footage and see what was going on there. But yeah, she definitely thought she was a wolf, and we had to kind of take care of that. And luckily, Jack was able to subdue her, and we were able to get her calmed down. And then she had some Valium, and that was that. And it was interesting. This is definitely one of the more interesting cases that I have worked on for sure. And now there are two different ways that we can tackle this. Is we have a third immolation
Yes.
that we can go investigate with the local um, uh, law enforcement, or there is some witchy business that we can go investigate. So it's yeah, that seems to be what's happening
Yeah.
at the moment.
All right, Jack, I'm adding you into this as well and going to highlight you. What can you add to this situation? Because you've had some interesting perspectives as well, especially as a photojournalist.
Oh yeah. So I, as Sheila started howling at the moon, I
Yes, literally,
started.
by the way, friends. And again, there is another full moon tonight, in case anyone was curious.
I will thank you for that. I'm not disturbed at all. I was taking some pictures of that. I had to subdue her, and Sam was very good enough to get some medicine into her mouth, and we were able to get her to swallow that to help conquer out. Had her restrained. She already did a lot of the restraining herself with her own handy dandy zip ties.
Very true.
Undid those once it looked like she wasn't going to be a threat to anybody. And then Sam was good enough to take care of the snakes because you don't need that. And
there's the snake. We forgot about the snake.
Yeah. But that, I mean, not to try to make it sound too much like a game, but that was just basically a side quest of we're here trying to investigate why these spontaneous combustions are happening. And I don't think our Australian friend going as they say all sixes and sevens is really helpful for figuring out what's going on, unless maybe question mark they're connected. I don't know. I seen a lot of weird stuff, but that one was just kooky. And never really felt like, dangerous or anything. I think she was just more dangerous to herself or biting Sam's ankles like she was a little terrier or something.
I love this. Yes. Thank you for the reminder, Sir David. The snake helps Sheila breathe more easily.
Yeah, it helped choke her out.
Yep.
Yeah, her snake did that, and according to Liz, our helpful contact here, whose house was attacked by the crazy bears. According to Liz, she kind of had something to do with that.
Yes.
So
according to
see.
Liz, of course.
According
it
to
depends
Liz.
on what your validity is in the situation. Obviously, you're dealing with someone who believes they turned into a wolf, and you're also dealing with somebody who, who believes that they are a witch. To be clear, for those of you watching at home, this is a little bit different than what you're expecting in terms of witchcraft. This is what we would call Braucherei, sort of a Germanic tradition of folk magic. Is much more folk related, but they can do things like influence animals or protect spaces or do spells. There was something called let me put it back up here because that's what I have, a Sartor Square, which is a common folk sign of protection, which is exactly what Liz had put on, I believe, your hotel room once you guys got back in.
She did that.
Yeah.
So now you were presented with two separate options. Liz said that she could help Sheila. And I believe, Jack, you got contacted by the Northern Regional Police Department about the third body.
Yeah. I have contacts over there, and they were letting us let me know a little bit of information about that. Sam also, I think, was dealing with a contact. Yes. And I had a contact at the York Dispatch, and also at what was the Patriot News, and now it's just simply Penn Live. I mean, death of print, I tell you. They're trying to share whatever information they can with me.
Okay.
And are also asking if I can get in there. Can I get some pictures for them?
Right. So the way we're going to play this tonight, because Sheila was unavailable, is that Liz and Sheila are going to go off together to deal with her werewolf issue. Liz essentially believes that she can't cure Sheila, but she can at least basically subdue her for the next 3 nights. So this was night 1. So night 2 and night 3. She can basically subdue her to a point where she won't be a danger to herself. And it's almost like meditation level stuff of making sure that she doesn't hurt herself or others or believe that she's turning into a wolf. Liz believes this is a curse and she can't uncurse Sheila. That would have to go back to whoever was the source that cursed her to begin with. But she believes that she can at least prevent it from affecting her right now until we move on to the future. So that is what Liz and Sheila are going to be focusing on today. And that's convenient because both of you get information from your contacts. Jack, you specifically get information. Did I give you guys a name yet of the third?
Yes, yeah. I have the name. Jared Oldhauser.
Yes. Jared Oldhauser, 41 of Dover. And Jack, you get an interesting tidbit of information that hasn't been released to the public. It is info that is only being brought to your attention by Northern Regional specifically, whoever your contact is within Northern Regional. This person says, you're not going to believe this, but Jared Oldhauser is a cousin of William Hess, 32 of East York, who was also immolated earlier.
All right. Text him back. Great. Oh, you a Coke.
Like a Coke or like a Coke?
Like a Coke.
Okay.
Like a cherry Coke.
Like a cherry Coke. Okay.
Or a vanilla Coke if you are a disgusting human being. It's not natural. I'm sorry.
I love it. Sam, who are you reaching out to? It was not the same people, not York Dispatch.
So I had a contact who had given me basically the dossier on the other immolations. They gave me the crime scene photos.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the contact within I believe you said it was the sheriff's department.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I
like
think I have
investigation.
Yeah, some contact within the law enforcement community here.
Okay. So that person reaches out to you again and says, "Look, I don't know if it's going to be of any help, but I think I can get you in to the coroner if you really want to see this up close. If you think you can solve what's going on, we can make this work. It's not going to be pretty."
Fuck yeah. I mean, F yeah. Sorry, YouTube.
Yeah, now I got to think about YouTube rules. Everything's so different. Oh, okay.
Oh no, sorry.
You're
sorry.
allowed so long as it's not in the first minute.
Ooh, we are 26 minutes in. Yeah.
Yes. However, if you don't want to get really demonetized, unless there's 9 people watching. If you don't want to get really demonetized, then don't do it too often, or you have like a little air horn or something play, whatever.
Wait,
but this is the live one.
Wait. I have a thing. Okay.
You have an air horn?
Hang on. Where is it? This.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Hold on. Like real quick. Like get ready. I'm gonna point at you. And here's go. So all I was saying was to this stupid, silly little crap. Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Wait, oh, it's like, yeah, Sir David, it's like PG-13. Yeah.
We love it. This is fun.
But if we can time it properly, yeah.
I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready with my creepy sound explosion. All right.
Amazing.
So,
or if we drop it and then we get scared, like oh no, and then you play it, we all have to do a dramatic turn.
Okay, like the
like the hamster.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Now we have to try that. Hang on. We're okay. Ready?
Curses.
I'm sorry. It just keeps going. Fun things too, but anyway. Okay.
Devolution. Yes, I would love to go to the corner and see this body if I can.
All right.
So it's up to you guys. Do you want to go together? Jack, do you want to do something separate? You know,
we've already split up the party enough.
Yes.
I think we should stay together.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably wise.
And Sheila, to the best of her ability. Now, this is like we're not dawn, but we're early-ish morning, like 7, 8 a.m. Sheila, to the best of her ability, until she gets restrained again, will be able to continue to text you saying like, hey, everything's fine. We're working on stuff. She's making me drink weird things, whatever it is. But yeah, you will be in constant contact with Sheila. In spite of the fact that she is not in the channel at the moment, there should be no direct worries regarding what's going on with her.
Cool.
You just get to do some independent investigation.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's like 9 a.m. And you can arrange with your contact to meet up to go to the coroner's office.
Cool.
In spite of it being a newer situation, your contact within the sheriff's department is basically texts you like, look, we're grasping at straws. If you've got any idea of what this could be, we know you're bona fides. You have true crime podcasts and stuff. You helped arrest a serial killer, if I'm correct.
Yes, I did.
So whether or not you're a big deal in that environment, at this point, they are willing to try anything.
Yeah.
Now we have 3 people within like 2 weeks.
That's a pattern. That's
Yeah.
that's a pattern.
That's what we call a crime spree.
Yeah, but it's a crime spree of fire.
Yeah.
Arson.
Okay.
It might be internally localized, but it's arson.
I want to keep that one. Internally localized arson.
Arson.
Internally.
Internally localized arson.
Your
The heat
Honor,
is
my
coming from within
client.
the Sam.
Your Honor, my client could not have set this building on fire because they only do internally localized arson. Ipso facto, they're innocent.
I love this. All right. Yeah. So you guys are able to make your way to the coroner's office, which is, you guys are in downtown York. I think you could probably look it up if you want to look up where the coroner's office is of York, Pennsylvania, but it is a big enough city that it should be downtown. I think they have a northern regional office there somewhere. For those of you at home, I have personally experienced a lot of this place. This is part of why I set this game here, is because I have to peel behind the curtain. I have I've lived in York, Pennsylvania off and on for decades. And apparently so has Jack. So he knows some stuff. And yes, there is Northern Regional is the police force that basically polices York and the surrounding communities, and I believe also polices Lancaster as well. So it's just a big collective police force. But York is a big enough city that I think they probably have their own office. What did you find out, Jack?
It's exactly where I thought. I'm like, oh, it's going to be on Queen Street. It's on Queen Street.
It's on Queen Street. Okay, perfect.
It's on Queen Street because of course it is.
For the record, in the middle of York, you have like king, queen, prince, duke, I think is in there too. There's just a whole number. Yeah, there's a bunch of streets that are all royalty labeled.
And for those of you who are fans of the Renaissance period or Renaissance fairs in Tudor England and all of that, York, Pennsylvania, the city of the White Rose, is directly across the river from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, city of the Red Rose, so that they can just stare across the water and hate each other.
I guess they kind of hate each other at this point.
Nerds.
I don't know. I feel like everyone hates Altoona, and that's good enough.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Sorry. Anyway.
It's Tuna Town.
Is that the French?
Listen.
Altoona is the French? Yes, clearly.
Altoona turned in Luigi.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It's
Welcome to YouTube. Everyone hates Altoona. Okay. Anyway.
Jump forward here in the timeline. Go back. Go. It's fine. It's fine. It's February 2024. We're fine.
We're fine. We're fine right now.
Everybody's fine.
We're fine.
Everybody's fine.
So yeah, you guys, you're gonna get some weird looks coming in. Because you're civilians. It's very clear that you're civilians. But Sam, your contact, what is the name of your contact? I'm gonna write it down.
The name of my contact is Erica Dunn.
Okay, great. Erica Dunn. Great.
I'm gonna write that down too.
Yes. Erica Dunn is a lead investigator with the homicide department of Northern Regional. And basically, if Erica says you can come in, then you can come in. So everyone's giving you some stank eye, and it's not the most comfortable situation in the world. But when you get in, there's no one else in the room except, you and Erica. And Erica says, like, look, I don't want to look at this anymore. This is up to you. So she opens the door to the room where the cadaver is, and it is covered in a sheet. But you can see, it's one of those blue sheets, but you can see like this one's a little bit more squishy than the other ones that you had previously seen in the police photos. It's there's some blood on these sheets. There's some interesting outlines on these sheets. Like the arms aren't straight out. They're kind of crooked up and funky and weird. And they're still arms, which is different because I think at least the first one was completely immolated. And then the second one I think had like maybe a leg.
Okay.
Shoe or something. But yeah, there's way more left of this one.
Question.
Yes.
Could I get access to the coroner report?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
They have a at least preliminary findings is what they have on the table that you can basically, it's just like a pad of paper that they've basically filled out. So you can at least look at some of that information, but again, it's a preliminary report. It's not what they're actually going to potentially work with. And that's possibly why you guys are coming in too. If you can give them a logical explanation as to what's going on, then maybe things will be a little bit easier to explain to the police department.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look.
All right.
Okay. So that's what you guys are going to do. You're going to pull back the sheet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whee! Okay. I can't wait. I'm ready for this. All right. What you see in front of you, for lack of a better word, looks very similar to like the really messed up bodies from The Thing. It is like sinew twisted around. The arms are blackened. They've clearly been on fire for an extended period of time, but the hands are charred and curled together. There is just a space in the center that is just a black hole, but you can see the remnants of part of the spinal column and some of the organs and the face of this person. They clearly were in a lot of pain when they died. And I would like you both to roll mental health points for me. Yay.
All right.
Though knowing your characters, I don't know how much this actually affects you, but we'll find out in a second.
That will be a solid 16.
Okay.
Also a 16.
Okay. Yeah. Based on what you have both previously seen in other things that you've experienced, yeah, this is awful, but you're kind of glazing over to it. You're just like, okay, I'm glad we finally got a chance to just look at this in person and that there's a lot more here than in previous investigations.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got some stuff to physically work with. But yeah, surprisingly, you're like, okay, it's a dead body.
Can we see any markings, any I don't want to say like talismans or is there anything that either a marking or something that shouldn't be there, like that doesn't look like body part?
Based on what you are observing at the moment, now you can look in the coroner's report and see if they found anything extra, but based on what you're seeing at the moment, it looks like this person is basically naked at this point. All their clothes caught fire and either burned to the corpse or are gone.
And it looks like, I'm sorry, and it looks like it started in the center.
Yeah,
center
within like center mass and just sort of went out. So what you have left is a head, the upper part of a rib cage. This is all empty. Most of their legs are intact. They're from about kneecaps on down. They don't look like anything's happened. Now they don't have any socks or shoes on. Those have been removed and are placed in a bag nearby. But that is the only remnants that you see of materials. The guy has a calf tattoo, but it's just like, okay, clearly he got a calf tattoo in the 90s because it's one of those like really sharp looking like barbed wire things that wraps around his calf. Oh my God, I'm describing my brother-in-law. Anyway, sorry, Chris. But yeah, it's nothing remarkable.
Okay.
And the arms are so curled and twisted, even if they did have marks on them, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
Like this whole middle section is just, and then they have normal legs. It's weird.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna with making sure not to touch it and disturb it really in any way. I'm gonna zoom in.
Oh, with your phone?
With my good camera. Like
Oh yeah, with your
yeah.
photojournalism camera. Okay.
Let's pretend this is expensive. More expensive than it is. And just using the telescopic lens, really get in there. Just see if there's any detail I can pick up inside where it looked like the immolation would have started.
hmm
All right.
Based on what you're looking at, now you don't have medical expertise per se.
No,
It looks,
but anything looking like unnatural, maybe.
yeah. I mean, what's unnatural is that the body cavity is basically carved out. There's nothing really left. There are remnants of a liver. There's remnants of part of a heart that's still kind of clung up in the top part of the rib cage, but like lungs gone, stomach gone, bowels, everything is just, it's been incinerated. So roll what perception do you think you would have? Because I'm just curious.
All right. Basically for my primary, I'd have a good one, or my secondary would also be very good. So,
I'll have you roll your secondary.
All right.
This would be more to do with your secondary.
All right. I'm going to use a help with that.
Ooh, yeah, because we do have those.
We do have some
floating
helps.
around here somewhere.
Sir David Percival threw it up there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. 15 on the help.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're getting closer and closer in, it sort of strikes you as odd. In the past, when you've encountered especially war scenes, as a photojournalist or in other capacities, there is a distinct smell of burning flesh that's almost like cooking meat. There is none of that here. This happened at such a high degree of temperature that things just maybe not evaporated, but like were incinerated almost instantly. This person wasn't cooked alive. They were like disintegrated
Nuked.
from the inside. Yeah.
They were microwaved. Sorry, Sam. They were microwaved. Microwave. Microwave oven. It cooks the meat from the inside out. Starts vibrating the atoms and whatnot. Cooks it from the inside outside. But this happened fast. Like I've seen incinerated people before. This isn't what they look like.
Huh.
This is
Okay.
This is wild.
I want to read the coroner report.
Sure.
I just kind of like I don't think I've ever seen anything where it's this like located in a person's body.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I just want to know what the coroner thought.
I mean, a lot of what you're getting in the report is the same as what you're seeing in front of you. That they just tick off a bunch of boxes of like, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone.
Mm.
There's just a whole bunch of basically missing things. And the coroner, at least according to what you are seeing, doesn't have an idea of what originated it.
Does the report have any interesting things that we would have known about the deceased, but like any medical history, anything that could have, explained something?
Sure. You are an investigative journalist. There's not really much in the coroner's report per se, but it does make note of some antipsychotic medication that was found in the bloodstream of what blood was left. I mean, it's basically a lot of it got boiled off or just vanished. But based on like tissue samples and things, that there was a history of antipsychotic medication. And you could potentially use that to do further research into just the name and use your contacts within varying industries to find out what that might mean.
Yeah. Which I would like to do.
Okay.
Does Northern Regional have a forensic pathologist on staff, or that I can call up?
I don't know. You can look it up.
I'd like to call a friend. I'd like to call Amy Reeder right now. Friends, one of our sponsors, 3d2u.org. Go to them. 3d2u.org co-founder Amy Reeder is also a recently minted forensic pathologist. Let's find out what she has to say about this.
I mean, legitimately, if you want to call her right now, like, see if you could. Jesse's on the stream. See if you can.
I
actually
know.
get her to-
Jesse, get Amy
Get
on the
your wife
stream now.
over here.
Get your wife on the phone.
Where
I'll
is
just call her.
Amy?
Yeah, just legit call her.
I'm just gonna legit call her. Do I have her number? Or is it a Facebook?
If she's available. I don't know if she is.
We're calling.
We're calling.
Her.
Okay,
Her.
here
We're
we go.
calling her.
Here we go. It's the funniest.
Hello.
Hey, Amy, this is your friend Jack Brown, photojournalist, along with investigative journalist Sam Watts and famed podcaster, and our gloom mistress, Melissa. We had some forensic pathology questions for you.
Oh gosh, all right. I'll see if I can help.
Yeah.
Pathology is not my expertise, but I know just a smidge.
Oh, okay. So, you being an expert in the field, my questions for you are. Oh yeah, phone a friend has never worked this well. By the way, says the comment on the screen. That's great. Yeah. Our questions for you basically follow along the lines of if someone suffered an immolation, like spontaneous human combustion, and it came from internally spreading out, but the end result was not like you smelt burnt flesh, like, oh, this smells almost like cooked meat or anything, but something that central internal organs like the heart, the lungs, and stomach are basically incinerated. The legs are uncooked from the kneecaps down, essentially, but it's almost
still
would this be
burnt.
like equivalent? I'm sorry.
But still
What was
burnt. They're still burnt.
Still burnt. They're still burnt, but they're not as cooked. But it looks like almost like it was almost like a microwaving situation. How could that come to pass?
I'm glad she's laughing.
Other than that, I'm not really sure.
Magic. Acting like we're on Gothic Horror Gaming or something. I mean, come on. What do you think this is? A game on Nat 21 Adventures? No, this is an investigation.
So is there a possibility of alcohol being involved in this situation?
Was there a possibility of alcohol being involved in the situation? No. According to the coroner's report, there was no alcohol.
Or at least
Antipsychotics, though.
antipsychotics. But yeah.
Large amounts of alcohol and then swallowing some sort of rope to act as a wick, almost to set themselves on fire from the inside.
Okay.
But if not alcohol, then maybe some sort of other accelerants.
What about an
gunpowder.
antipsychotic medication?
An antipsychotic medication, if you can prove that it is flammable, you might have to do some tests to see if it's flammable.
Okay. Any other ways that that someone could, scientifically speaking, spontaneously combust?
Everyone's lighting their Haldol on fire. Whee!
That is a very good question. Let me think one moment. Other ways of spontaneously combusting.
If you're just Googling this, don't do that, because that's what I can do on my
Oh,
own.
the friend, it's
You accuse me of such atrocity.
Don't use Google AI; it'll make up answers. Like, how many rocks should you eat a day?
Honestly, I'm not sure if there's another way that you could scientifically show spontaneous combustion.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my final answer.
All right. Dr. Amy Reeder, forensic pathologist, thank you so very much. We appreciate you.
We love you, Amy.
No problem.
We love you, Amy.
Service.
All right. And everybody go to 3d2u.org. All right. For all your gaming needs and cool stuff. All right. Bye-bye. Love you.
Love you.
Where is it?
Basically, she don't know.
Okay. That was a good try though. That was a very entertaining try.
We
Listen.
phoned a friend. We got an
phoned a
actual
friend.
expert.
There
Yes.
it is. 3D Spoo you. Although she did say that if there was a way for a lot of alcohol in a wick, poof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it would also have
I
to be a
feel
really high proof alcohol too.
Yeah. Like
There's some costume vodka involved in this situation.
at least they won't smell bad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
Yeah.
you can't smell.
Maybe that's why, yeah. Costume vodka.
Guys, I'm really creepy.
Costume vodka was involved. Problem solved. All right.
Done. There we go. Let me just boop up boop corner. We solved it.
Costume
no,
vodka.
I don't think we did. I don't think this was done by a member of a local community theater troupe.
Unless it was.
Listen, if the York Players or the Little Theater of Mechanicsburg got involved in this, I'm
We
going to
love
be
you,
very
Dream
sad.
Rights. We love you, Dream Rights.
We love you, Dream Rights. Jeff, I love you so much. Wow, just local jokes. We know all
Local
this.
jokes, local work. All right. Anyway,
This is,
I love it.
It's internet
Wait,
work.
you
It doesn't
think
count.
Wait, does Altoona have a community playhouse?
community theater.
Oh, that goddamn Altoona curve. That's what they did.
That's
oh
great.
my god. It was Altoona all along. All right. All right. I'm gonna all right. Let me send a text to my guy over at Northern. All right. I'm texting my guy at Northern Regional.
Okay.
I am texting my guy or just seeing if like antipsychotics might cause fire in your body.
Spontaneous combustion.
Yes,
Are
thank you.
antipsychotic? I don't know if I should even Google that. Are antipsychotics flammable?
I'll do it.
Okay. Thanks, Jack. We appreciate your help.
My internet search is so weird. So it's
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's
I
like
read horror books. Are you kidding?
my last one was "Will Ducks Love You Forever?" So
Oh,
Ooh, I feel like if they imprint on you, they will.
yeah.
yeah, that's what it said. That's
See,
what Reddit
I'm
told me.
basically Google for very
Yeah, you're-
specific bits of information.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like, do you want to know the registry number of the Rio Grande, the runabout assigned to Space Station Deep Space Nine, NCC 72452? You're welcome. All right. Why
you
do
go.
I know that?
That's
I
good.
don't know. It lives rent free in here. All right, antipsychotics.
The Nogs.
While you guys are sort of doing your own minor research, Erica comes back in and she says, if you really, really want them, we have the crime scene photos like from the last few places. It looks really similar, but it's up to you.
Yeah. I mean, yes, please. Can you Dropbox them to me or something? Or
Yeah, or I mean, I have the file right here. Do you want to just look at it for a minute and don't put your hands all over everything?
yeah, I can do that.
Cool. Yeah. So she basically just hands you the file and kind of like you see as she's walking out of the room, she has one of those hairstyles that clearly requires a lot of hairspray. Those of you from Central York will understand. But like even then, with all the hairspray, she's like practically pulling her hair out at this point. Like she's running her fingers through this very intentional hairdo, which is clearly messing it up because she is just at her wit's end. She has no idea what's going on here.
Got it. I would like to go through the crime scene photos in the same way that I did the first time.
Yeah.
Except for now having physical copies. I mean, I want to use my memory, and I'm just like
Yeah, you're
doing
like
kind of like it looks like I am like a robot a little bit because I'm just like scanning each little bit, and I just kind of want to do the thing.
Okay.
She's
Why
in
don't
the mind
you roll your secondary eidetic memory skill, and we'll see what you come up with.
palace.
I'm gonna use the help. Why
Ooh,
not?
yeah, go ahead. We have one of those. That's boop. You can throw more helps in the comments if you feel like it, because why not? Chaos.
That's a solid 15.
Ooh, okay.
Even
We are
with
rolling well tonight.
I know. I'm
Nice.
excited.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. It looks very similar to the other crime scenes that you had previously seen. Did you only see the one, or did you see two? I thought you said I think it might have been just William Hess. I'm trying to remember.
No, I only saw William Hess. I didn't see the
Okay.
first.
Terrence. Yeah, we didn't look at Terrence. Okay, cool. So yeah, very similar to William Hess's space, in that it's kind of old 90s-ish furniture, but it's pretty solid. It's made of wood. You remark right away that the chair itself did not catch fire. So in spite of the fact that there was a very high temperature burning occurring, this person was on a chair, and that chair did not catch fire, but they did. In a similar fashion, and this is what you really notice, there are a bunch of books in a bookshelf behind him. Some of them are just books about sports. This person was in particular really interested in the Phillies. But there's also a number of sort of you recognize right away the what is that book? The Long Lost Friend. The Long Lost Friend is in the bookshelf, next to a bunch of Christian daily texts and things like that. And then you notice there is a really obnoxiously large Bible on the shelf with everything else.
Cool. Interesting. Does it look similar to Elizabeth's book? Bible book?
Only insofar as it's probably aged similarly, but it's not the same copy. It's not the same style. It's not. Elizabeth's was different because it has the Apocrypha in it. This one looks different in that it's been either somebody bought it from a thrift store, or this has been in somebody's family for a really long time, because it's just really well paged, loved, redone, looked at,
Cool.
maybe rebound.
Are they the same books that Mr. Hess had?
Pretty similar. And as you are super scanning everything, you get an opportunity very briefly to sort of see a photo in a corner of one of the bookshelves. And while you weren't necessarily familiar with the way William Hess looked in life, you have seen what Jared Oldhauser looks like in death. And it is definitely Jared Oldhauser in that photo with 2 or 3 other people, and they are all standing with large smallmouth bass that they have previously caught with each other. And it's just a lovely tableau of a fishing scene.
Was there a similar photo in William Hess's crime scene photos?
Not the exact same photo, but similar looking things, like other photos of people hanging out together. Clearly they've gone fishing. If you're recalling, there's probably some, as you recall back through your memories, there are probably just some fishing trophies. Nothing huge, but maybe an actual plaque or a little trophy itself from local fishing tournaments. But you hadn't necessarily logged that before as being significant.
Yeah. I also want to point out that I'm probably just standing there, going like this, and then every now and then just going.
Accessing your mind palace.
Mind palace.
Is anyone else in the room at the moment, or is it just me?
So it's you and you and Sam and the dead body. Erica came in for a moment and dropped off the crime scene photos, and then just sort of walked back out and shut the door.
Feeling the need to comment. about like episodes of Sherlock I've seen, but there's just a dead guy there, so it feels a little weird. So I'm just gonna say it to you. It's like
Well, I'm
Sherlock's
sorry.
not dead.
What? What was that?
Oh
Sorry.
no, that wasn't to you. That was to him.
Oh.
Continue.
Okay. Okay. Oh, Big Bible. They knew each other. They liked fishing.
Yeah. I got Northern Regional my Northern Regional guy said he's connected to Hess.
There's a photo. There's a photo in this, and I think there were photos in William Hess's. No, there are photos in William
Okay.
Hess's. Yeah.
House.
Yeah, they definitely knew each other.
All right. Do we have any connection between Hesh, Oldhauser, and the first guy, Terrence Curry?
I don't know. I haven't seen those photos.
All right. I'm
But if we
gonna
could get
do
access to his house.
real quick, Gloom Mistress. I'm gonna do a quick Google search for a photo, any obits or whatever of Terrence Curry to see if like Facebook, etc. And then I'm gonna show it. Come any of these guys look like anybody in any of those photos?
Okay. Roll your photojournalist for that one,
All right.
since you're looking at photos.
Yep. Oh no! I was holding up my phone after like, oh, here's image search.
Right.
To Sam of like, are they the same? Any of these the same person?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
So,
okay.
yeah.
I mean,
But like, I find so. I'm assuming I can find Terrence Curry's of Hallam. I found his obit. I'm
yes.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially, I mean, Terrence was young, 25.
Yeah, he was only 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the first died in a really weird way. It's not as described as William Hess, because William Hess was kind of making it a little bit more of a pattern per se. But there is an obituary for Terrence Curry, survived by his parents and a sister, and he has 2 sisters. One of them already has children, because no surprise.
All right. Did it look like this guy? Did any of the pictures look like this guy here?
Sam, insofar as these are generic, decent-looking white guys from the same community, yeah, they all do kind of look the same. So sorry, but you do see on Terrence's Facebook profile, because he's just old enough to still have a Facebook profile and actually do something with it, that he has he lists William Hess as an extended relative.
So all 3 of them are connected. Hess is related to both of them. Someone's trying to take out a family.
Yeah. The family of dudes. Maybe someone really hates fishing?
Or were they all everything from just as bad as they were all kind of douche canoes to were they all in a crime family maybe? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Well,
The Amish crime families, man, you got to take them seriously.
No, seriously
actually,
though.
I am gonna now. That kind of makes me think of maybe we should talk to Erica and see if any of them had criminal records.
Sure.
All right. And let me
So I'm just gonna, even though she's in the other room, I'm just gonna text her.
Yes.
all right, fine. I will also just text people.
I love that you guys are like literally just like, I'm not going to. This person is in the other room, but I'm just not going to talk to them. I'm just gonna, yeah.
Well, my guy's not here. He's at his precinct or at home for all I know.
It's a morning on a weekday. I doubt he'd be home, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead, Sam.
No, I was just. Did Erica text me back?
Yes, Erica texts you back. Says the only one that has the criminal record was Jared. He had been seemingly arrested for drug use early on. And there are reports that he came in to this precinct more than once, stating that he was being followed or that someone was after him or cursing him. And they followed up with it, but eventually, I guess with the antipsychotic medication, it seems like those reports stopped. It seems like those really picked up probably about a couple of months ago, maybe like 6 months or less. But then, yeah, seemingly he got some antipsychotic medication, and it looks like a lot of things seem to have calmed down, including
was he ever institutionalized?
Let me see. Was he institutionalized?
And that was Terrence?
That's
No,
Jared.
this is Jared.
So that was Jared.
Jared was never institutionalized in terms of a mental health institution, but he was at one point put into a rehab program for drug use.
Okay.
Seemingly it went relatively well. They don't have a record of him coming back, or at least not under that name. So turned his life around as best he could.
Okay. So I share all of this with Jack.
Go back. Did you say he had been cursed, Sam? He said he was cursed?
Yeah, or like, you know, he was being followed, he was being cursed. Like, it seems like a lot of paranoia.
But who else do we know who's been cursed lately? Sheila.
Are you sure?
That's what Elizabeth says.
Still pretty sure that it was bath salts.
Maybe. However, real quick, go with me on this. Maybe none of them are actually cursed. Although I don't know how to explain the bears. But
the bears were weird.
Yeah. There's something going on. Elizabeth's part of this, and I think Sheila's in danger. If she's with Elizabeth right now, or at least we got to check in on them right now.
Okay.
Make sure that Sheila's not getting a prescription for antipsychotics.
Good point.
Okay.
Yeah, you are able to easily check in with Sheila and Liz. Sheila calls you very relaxed. She calls you, like, can FaceTime with you and everything. She's like, yeah, I'm having a good time. We're just hanging out here. I can't do the Australian accent. I'm sorry.
Yeah, near.
We're just hanging out. Nope.
Just hanging out. Yeah, we're just hanging out. Hello, this Brett, Jermaine. There we go. All right. Band roll call. We're all here.
Yeah. But yeah, essentially they are spending time with each other. They spent the morning basically doing a cleansing ritual where it was like taking a bath and then standing in the forest and doing cleansing rituals with one another. And then basically the goal today is to Netflix and chill. And then at the end of the evening, when the moon comes out, Liz has put what's left of her house back together and has been able to put more wards on the doors. So she has spent this time while you guys were investigating in the coroner's office doing her best to reward her house. And Liz has to say at one point, she pops on the camera. She's like, I'm 65. I'm not very good at this woodworking thing. So I'm very grateful to have Sheila here with me and her mental faculties as best she can, at least for now. But those bears did a number on my door. and my windows. I mean,
Sheila, are you sure you're sorry, Liz, are you sure that you're safe being at your house right now?
I mean, I guess we could try to go somewhere else. This is the place where I know that I've done my rituals, and we were able to get access to all of my ingredients and my potions and things, and we have crystals all over the house, and we've said some important prayers and done some important work. So I feel confident that this is the best place where I can give Sheila a chance to just relax. I can't stop the curse, but I can at least stop it from affecting her. But it's basically going to put her out for the day. She's not going to be able to go anywhere or do anything without it potentially affecting her. And we, once I do the final seals at dusk, we won't be able to leave this house.
Okay. Liz, got a question for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned the curse. The last guy to have been immolated, his name's Jared Oldhauser. Name mean anything to you?
Not really, but
okay. Well, he was on some antipsychotics, but before that, had gone into the police, saying he worried that people were following him and that he had been cursed.
Oh.
And Sheila saying, "You think it's been cursed? Do you think there's any possible connection here?"
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Before I met all of you and you stopped the bears, we by the way, they're gone. I don't know who took the corpses away, but I guess the animal control came by at some point and
Probably, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I was researching spontaneous human combustion, immolation, anything that has to do with those kinds of curses. Okay, so if someone wanted to do this as some kind of curse, well, you could certainly curse one person potentially with you can curse them with water or fire or disease or sickness or things like that. That happens with bad witches sometimes. Usually it's only directed at one person. It's usually not like a spread out thing. I mean, unless people are related, but most of the time it's just like one specific person who's been targeted, and then that
Go
person
back.
a lot of things.
Go back. You say unless though they were related. Say that part again.
Well, there's a belief in folk magic that connections, especially bloodlines, are really important. Especially something like a seventh son of a seventh son, that always comes up. Usually anybody who's related, specifically male relatives, usually end up carrying like a bloodline thing. We don't really do generational curses per se, but I mean, I guess if somebody had enough capability, maybe they could do something with that.
All right. Liz, make sure that you keep as many wards as you can up. We're going to swing by and make sure that before we go anywhere else on the rest of our investigations today, we're going to make at some point before dark, we're going to swing by, make sure that you are safe over there. And make sure you answer your phone if it comes in from Sam or from me. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. My phone's charged. We have electricity, thank goodness. They didn't knock out the power.
That's great. Plug in a battery pack for your phone, an extra one if you have one there. By the way, just while you're at it.
Sure. Sheila, do you have anything? Oh yeah, I do. I did what I could.
All right. Thanks, Liz. We will We will talk with you soon.
Okay. We'll just be here
So for
watching
most of
Disney.
Hess
that
family.
conversation, I was kind of checked out. I did pop in for the related thing, and then I popped back out again because I want to get into the crime scene. I want to see the crime scene.
Yeah, but real quick, Sam,
Huh?
before we get over there, we don't have a connection necessarily between Oldhauser and Curry, but they were both related to Hess. She said, the bird.
Wait. Okay. Do that again.
so-
Take a moment. This is so dumb. One of you who can actually do that accent, do it again.
Hello. All right. All right. Hello. Didgeridoo. All right, your turn.
Arnar.
I can't do it.
All right.
Arnar and another bar.
Now you're going and done it. My boyfriend Ed is going to be over here, and he's going to make sure all of you people pay for this. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me?
Everything's fine.
So no, but there's no connection necessarily between Oldhauser and the kid who died, Curry,
That you know of.
that we know of at the moment. But thank you, Gloom Mistress. But they're both related to Jared Hess.
Yeah.
Are they the seventh sons of seven sons? I don't know. All of that, but male line.
Right,
There's
which
a
is why I
fam-
want to
there's a-
get into that.
Yeah.
I want to get that.
All right, but they are definitely being targeted. So, well, they have
Yeah.
been. Who else in their family is next? Because there's going to be a next.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely getting into like spree killing territory.
Yeah.
Like it's too far apart for Berserker, but definitely spree killing for sure.
Maybe some family grudge from
Ooh,
years ago, like a Hatfields and McCoys situation.
maybe. That's
Maybe it's
interesting.
somebody from Lancaster County or from Altoona.
Hold on. I'm gonna text Erica really quick.
Red rose and white rose. Okay. What are you texting Erica, who is just outside the room?
I'm just gonna crime scene and then this emoji and the dancing lady in a red dress.
Does she understand what that means?
I would imagine so. It's pretty clear to me.
Look over there.
Eric comes back through the door. I'm finished my meeting, Sam. What does this mean? What do you want?
I want to see the crime scene, obviously.
You have the crime scene. You have the photos.
No, I want access to the crime scene.
What? How? You can't.
Why not?
How about
Because it's a fresh crime scene. We're still investigating things. We haven't even gotten all the fingerprints yet.
I text my guy at Northern Regional asking, like, hey, let us into the crime scene.
Roll
And
your
then-
secondary trait.
All right.
Well, I'm going to continue to argue with
Yeah.
like, I don't see
Is
why
that what
there's a
this
problem.
emoji means? That you want to like dance on the crime scene? I don't understand.
No, it's like I'm going to the crime scene. She's
That's
like going.
This is going. This isn't
Yeah, like, can I go? Can I?
Oh God.
All right.
What?
Real
Jack?
quick.
Yep.
It wasn't the most amazing roll, but I got a 14.
Okay.
Does Erica get a text from my guy?
You get a text back from your guy saying you can't get into the new scene, but he could get you into one of the old ones. They've been already processed.
All right. Yeah, please let us into both of the old ones and do whatever you can to get to let me into the new one.
Yeah, he texts you back. I'll see what I can do.
If it helps, I have a famous podcaster with me.
And investigative journalists, like I've written books.
Yes.
It's Sam Watts. She has a really good show, Bag Salad. It's fantastic. You need to go listen to it.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
my podcast where I talk about what I like to talk about.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with crime.
No. But like, that's the one I actually enjoy. So because
Bag salad, very nice.
I try to listen to stuff that is not associated with work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's also she's an investigative journalist. Mike, yeah, please let us in. Thank you.
You get the home address for William Hess. It's still listed as a crime scene, obviously, and it's got like police tape around it, but your contact says that he can that the back door is open, that they've left the back door unlocked.
Thank you very much.
Podcaster, actress, journalist. Yes.
Thank you very much. I owe you a second Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke is great.
Cherry Coke.
Not for nothing.
Now I feel stupid.
For nothing. I hardly ever drink soda. Anything I like to. But when I have a Coke, Cherry Coke Zero. Oh my god.
Cherry Coke Zero. Okay.
Noted.
That's just me talking.
So while all of this is going on with Jack, Sam,
Cherry Coke Zero,
you're continuing to speak with Erica, and I'm not letting you in an active crime scene. That is not happening. No, Sam.
No.
I already got you here. I don't know what's going on, but I can't get you into an active crime scene. You're gonna have to figure it out on your own.
Ma'am,
Yes.
It's all right. We're not going to go to an active crime scene. We're going to go to a recent crime scene.
Now.
Sam, let's go to Jared Hess. Come on.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So are you going to take your 2002 Ford Escort with the stick shift?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
I love this. We're going to a passive crime scene.
That is.
I send Erica a devil frowny face.
The angry horns.
The angry devil face.
So what did the other text mean? I need to know. Like the lady in the red dress.
So it was like the lady is going to the crime scene. She's going, and it's like, can I go? Because it looks like, I mean, I know she's dancing, but like it also looked like she's walking.
It doesn't look like she's walking.
No, it does, because she's got.
I listen.
I mean, it also kind of looks like those shirts from Insane Clown Posse. Am I remembering correctly? The like.
Oh yeah.
Guy with the hatchet.
Anyway,
it doesn't. I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't really looking going to a laissez-faire crime scene. Just let it alone.
Listen,
I would say that's
I don't
salsa
know.
dancing. I mean, I know I'm not Gen Z, but come on, man.
She's like walking. It looks like. I mean, she just has a fabulous skirt. Anyway, whatever. It's not my fault. You guys. Don't
Why
know
is
how
that
to
your
text.
go-to? Why is that your go-to?
What other one looks like they're going?
Okay, just you go into your emojis, you type in walk, and you have like all of those fantastic options. I mean, like, come on.
But they're not fun. Yeah, they look like they're slumping. No, the dress lady looks like she is like, it is urgent. Yeah, no, I'm correct.
Okay.
The cat has entered the chat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the laissez-faire crime scene. And
Okay. You're going to the laissez-faire crime scene. You're going to the passive crime scene.
Passive.
Yeah.
We are all going to use passive voice in this place, please and thank you. Hello, Pushkin. I love you.
Such a cutie. Yes, you are able to go to the house of William Hess, 32, of East York. It's not as far away from where you are right now. The house right now doesn't look great. it is a row house, sort of similar to a lot of small town row houses that you might see. There's like two houses next to one another in a sandwich, and then there's a space, and then there's two houses in a sandwich in the space. It's not the most well kept place, but clearly it was loved at some point. There's still crime scene tape around the front, but you can easily get back through the it's mid-afternoon. You are easily able to get back through the small gap in between the two houses to get to the backyard. And yeah, Jack, your contact was correct. The back door is unlocked. There's no security system. It's an old house, probably from the 1900s. Super creaky floors, but at least based on where you guys were able to park along the street, it doesn't look like most people are home right now. Most of these people have regular, normal day jobs, so you're approaching, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. Most people are not home.
All right. Let's see what we can see.
Okay. You enter through the back. There's like a kitchen. The kitchen looks pretty much untouched. Actually, to a point where there are still some dishes in the sink. They're not like covered in flies or anything, but it's clear that they had been used at some point and they're crusty. It's sort of shotgun style, but not entirely. Like you go through the kitchen, and then as you go through the kitchen, you come up to to the right is a bathroom, a small bathroom. And then you continue forward, and on the left is going to be a really big stairwell, but there's an open sort of living room, kitchen space, or dining room space, living room, dining room space. And again, yeah, very similar to the other crime scenes photos you've seen. And this is, exactly what you've seen, Sam. So you're able to navigate pretty quickly around the space. Yeah, it's a super old couch that's like rough sewn together with a really nice wooden frame, pretty solid, chunky wooden frame. And then there's a chair that looks like the same material as the couch. The chair itself actually looks a bit burnt. And that's where you see like outlines and a lot of the little crime scene doodads. And behind that chair, which you had seen before, there is a big old bookshelf. If I remember correctly, yeah. Yes, but it's not in the same place. There is a very large Bible that's on the top of the shelf. You wouldn't have seen it in the crime scene photos initially, but what you'd see before was all of the books about World War II and the books about some of the witchcraft books that you had previously seen. But yeah, up on the very, very top of that bookshelf is a...
How tall is it?
About 7 feet.
Want me to grab that? What are we going for?
The Bible.
All right. Here you go.
Thank you. I want to... just want to look at it. Is there a family tree?
Yes, there is. Yay.
I do my thing. I'm going to commit this to memory.
Okay.
Since I don't have that thing, but I have this thing.
You will take a picture of it. Brilliant.
All right.
Am I rolling?
I mean, you're still going to be able to read the family tree, but I guess if you want to make specific connections, roll your investigative journalist.
Oh, I was committing it to memory.
Oh, committing it to yeah. It's
okay.
There's nothing going on right now. You're not currently being attacked by anything, thank goodness. So yeah, you are able to take a look at the book and commit it to memory without too much of an issue.
Great. Now, can I investigate?
Yes. Now you can roll your investigation.
A 16.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is You see Jared Oldhauser in there. They're almost directly connected. That's sort of at the bottom of everything. William Hess and Jared Oldhauser are pretty much at the bottom of a single branch, where they are not directly related. They're not brothers, but they are very closely related. The more you dig around and look, you do eventually see a Terrence Curry way off in a corner that is listed as a relative. So they're on the same family tree. Most of this goes back to, let's see. Of course, I can never get these names right. There. Most of this goes back to the name Blymeyer, Blymier, or varying versions of it. Sometimes it's Blaymeyer, depending on how it was naturalized. But yeah, Blymeyer is the not necessarily the head point of the family tree, but you do see that name come up a lot. It continues to redo itself a lot until a lot more people come into the marrying situation. There's also like Foos is on there a couple of times too, but that's a common name in this area.
Cool. Is there another male relative alive?
So you look at sort of the edge of the family tree, which is basically where you're at right now. That's where Jared Oldhauser was pretty much placed. He was in his 40s. William Hess was in his 30s. They were pretty much on the same level. There are Jared had sisters, so there's like a slight branch underneath, but not by much. But there are 200, maybe 300 names echoing on the outside of this. And the way you go back through the tree, you see that, especially in the last, 2 centuries, this has been a family that has been established here for a very long time. And they are a family that likes to have children, and a lot of them. I mean, there are families with 10 kids. There are families with 12 kids. There are families with 7 kids. There are families with 8 kids. Like, just every branch, it's not just like this person with 2 kids, this person with 2 kids. It's a lot in big clumps.
Hey, memory girl. Are any of them the 7th son of a 7th son?
Are they?
You have it right here. Like I figure you can scan it faster in your brain than I can.
Yeah, okay.
With my eyes.
When you close your eyes and you can kind of think through the tree, there is a sort of, when you open the Bible, it's 2 separate pages. The right-hand page sort of stands out to you because that's the one that has Jared Oldhauser and William Hess. They're right next to each other. Terrence is on that page as well. He's up in the corner. And a lot of this traces back to, I hate this. There's a single relative Blymeyer, although they also had a number of brothers and sisters as well. But there is John Blymeyer.
And that was a 7th son?
Yes, at least according to what you've seen here, it looks like John Blymeyer is the 7th son of, maybe not necessarily a 7th son. It depends on if you count if all of the children survived or not. There are a lot of kids.
So he's at least the 7th child.
Yes. So John Blymeyer is a 7th child. And then further down his line, you see that he has a couple of kids, but his brother has like 10 children. And that's where you see the line drop off to Jared Oldhauser. That's also the connection to William Hess. And then there's a separate cousin of John Blymeyer that has a number of children as well, and that's where Terrence Curry comes in. So it looks like a lot of this recenters back on the Blymeyer family, and specifically at least 2 of them are directly connected to John Blymeyer.
I just point to the name on the page. John.
All right. Okay. 7th son.
Right. So the question is, there are too many names. I mean, we could cross-reference all of these names to see who's living and who's dead, to see if there's anybody in the area that could be targeted next. But I'm not entirely certain that that would be a good use of our time.
Yeah. I think possibly the best use of our time with this, one of 2 things at the moment, unless and until we can get into the Old Hauser crime scene.
I sent three angry emojis back to Erica.
She responds with still not yet, we're processing.
I text my guy ? And then a little sticker of a can of Coca-Cola.
You get a text back saying you already owe me 2. I don't know that there's much more I can do for you.
What if I throw in a Hershey bar? Question mark.
He says he does not have jurisdiction in Hallam, and that's where Terrence Curry died. So he does not have the ability to give you access to that space.
Can you get a friend to have everyone walk away for 5 minutes?
Roll your secondary trait.
All right.
We'll see if that works. That kind of persuasion.
It's only a 12.
Yeah, no, that didn't. Nope.
All right.
Like, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So.
All right. So we're not getting
Back to-
into the Old Hauser house at the moment. Sorry.
Yeah.
You owe me a Coke. So we can either go talk to Terrence Curry's parents, maybe.
We're still alive. True.
And ask to see their family Bible if they have one, and then go talk to Liz, because I think Liz has some more information that we're not seeing yet. But I think she is a linchpin in this, not just a named NPC.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I text Erica and I'm like, can I have Terrence Curry's parents' address? ... question mark. This emoji. And a frog emoji.
And a frog.
The hell are you texting?
You get a couple
That
of
was
dots.
an autocorrect.
The frog, yeah.
A frog correct.
Just delete it.
No.
You get a couple of dots for a second, and then you do get an address.
Got an address.
Excellent.
Oh.
All right. About how long is it going to take us to get there?
You guys are in East York right now. You're driving to Hallam. Maybe 40, 45 minutes. Yeah, because now you're getting into the part of the day where there's actually going to be traffic.
All right.
So,
Yeah, you want to stop at Sheets for lunch?
Yeah.
All right.
Why not Wawa?
Because Sheets is better.
Says who?
Says the guy driving the car.
Fine.
Do you drive stick? No. Is it my car? Yes. Here we go. Plus, I also have my Sheets reward card, and I'm fine.
Like a good iced coffee at Sheets.
The regular coffee's better. You know what? I will actually give you the Wawa holiday blend is way better than the Sheets. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, I'll give you that. But
you.
since it's not that time of year, we're going to Sheets.
It's almost a time.
Do they have a Wawa in York now? I don't know if they do. I know
They
they
do. They
have a
do.
Wawa. Oh,
Yeah, I
They got a
actually just went.
Wawa.
I actually just there in January.
beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that the character development has been impeccable today. I'm so pleased.
Oh,
So pleased.
local knowledge helps so much. Just make
Um,
specific choices.
Yes, you guys are able to get some MTOs in Sheets and some really really tasty stuff. And yes, they do have pretty decent iced coffee. So you're able to get those things together and make your way out to Hallam. Once you get into Hallam, so, okay, first of all, Hallam used to be spelled Hellam, and everyone always made a joke about it was hell, but whatever. Hallam is way more rural than a lot of the other spaces that you guys have been to so far. You've been in East York, that is very much urban. The Jared Oldhauser of Dover, if you would have gotten access to that crime scene, that's very suburban. So that's old farms that used to got turned into all kind of developments. So there's just lots and lots of developments. This is still very much a rural area. There are little spaces in between of mostly it's farms. You definitely see a buggy going by at one point. Some of the farms are off grid entirely. There are maybe a handful of apartment complexes that you pass as you're going through. And eventually you do close in on, it is a house. It is an actual house. It is, looks like it does have electricity. There are power lines at least out in front of the house. There is a relatively modest single level brick home that has, I don't know, maybe a half an acre to an acre worth of land surrounding it. It's got a clothesline in the back. It's bordered by a whole bunch of farmland, but there's like house, farms, and then house, farms. So it keeps doing that over and over again. But you wouldn't call this suburban. You would just call this a bunch of random houses set on somebody's farmland. But yeah, that is the address that you pull up to.
Rustic.
What are
it
their
doesn't look
names?
All right. Terrence Curry
Hi,
is his father's name is David. And his mother's name is Casey.
David and Casey Curry. Great. Not that I'm going to use that. I know it because it's in my mind palace. Yeah. Knock on the door.
It is about 6 p.m. So it at this point is starting to get like it's dark.
It's that
dark.
late already. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because we're still in February of 2024 and everything's normal-ish. But it is starting to get dark and it's cold. You knock on the door. Eventually, a woman in her 50s comes to the door. Hi, can I help you?
Hi, my name is Sam Watts, and this is my associate Jack Brown. We have been investigating the death of your son, and we were just wondering if you would answer a few questions for us.
Oh, Terry.
We're very sorry about your loss.
Thank you. Won't you come in?
Thank you very much.
And she invites you in. What you see as you enter is like it's stepped back into the 90s. I mean, it is 90s, but with some 70s flair. There's some doilies all over the place on all of the wooden pieces of furniture. But everything looks super comfy. Everything is very brown. There's like a brown carpet, and it's next to like a beige couch, and there's a lot of wood furniture everywhere.
Paneling. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
there's some paneling that not in the first room that you come into. They have like a formal living room at the front, but then you can see further in the back. There's like the kitchen, and then there's like a
Rec
den
room.
that definitely has some paneling, and that's where the fireplace is. The fireplace is real. But yeah, she shows you into the formal living room at the front of the house, and she, do you need coffee or tea? I can make tea.
No, thank you. I've got plenty of iced coffee, so I'm good.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I mean, only if you're having something. Otherwise, I'm fine.
I already made hot water for tea. I'll bring some over to you.
Tea is great. Thank you so much.
Yes. So she comes back in with a big Penn State mug that's hers, and then the other one that she has is a Sheets mug, like a holiday themed Sheets mug that she hands off to you, and it is just like plain Lipton tea. Like, this is not like, oh, I made you tea. This is like, oh, I stuck a tea bag in a hot water for you. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, she passes
you.
off some tea to you. Yeah, you're welcome. My husband isn't home right now. We think we said everything we could to the police. I thought the case was closed. It was just an accident.
We're investigative journalists.
Yeah.
All right. What can I help you with?
Right. So I guess to start off with, what did you say your name was? Sorry.
Casey.
Casey.
Catherine, if you want to be technical, but I've always gone by Casey.
Sure. Yeah, it's nice, lovely to meet you. So I guess my first question would be, leading up to Terry's death, was he exhibiting any odd behavior, or did he talk about potentially feeling like he was cursed, or exhibiting any sort of paranoid behavior, if you can recall?
Nothing that stands out. I mean, Terry's 25. He's always kind of been his own person. He left house when he was 21, and it took a while for us to even get back in touch with him. He was having a sort of wild streak, I guess you could say.
Almost like a Rumspringer.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. David and I, we prayed and we hoped and we did everything that we could think of. And eventually, on Christmas, a couple of years ago, he came home. He started going to church with us, really embraced just being part of the community again. He lived in a apartment complex not far from here, but I think it's being shut down for renovations at this point. I mean, there's a lot of fire damage after the fire.
I
Really?
imagine, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I couldn't say that he was paranoid. He seemed like he was turning over a new leaf, becoming very religious, I guess.
Did he keep a diary, or did he stay here at all? Is his rooms? Could we see his room, maybe?
I do have some of his things here, but he hasn't lived here since he was 17. He left a long time ago, and I don't think that anything in there would be relevant.
Fair enough, sure. Can you just kind of give us a sense of who he was once he came back? You said he was religious. Can you kind of describe like who he was right before
Um,
his death?
sure. Um, let's see. He came back on Christmas. Um, and then he started going to a lot of like young events. Um, for lack of a better term, he started hanging out with some of his cousins. Some of them they're on the Blymeyer side of the family. They're a little out there. They were dealing in I don't know, they always just said old Amish stuff, folk magic, things like that. But Terry never seemed to be into it. He would go to church with us on Sundays, and then he said that he was going to a meeting on Tuesday nights. He didn't tell me what for. I didn't want to ask. And then that he was on Wednesdays. He went to like a Bible study for young people in their 20s and 30s. I guess maybe he was trying to meet somebody.
Sure. Do you know where this meeting on Tuesday was?
No, he never said. He said it was at a church, but it wasn't our church. He didn't want people in our church community to know what he had gotten himself into. And I mean, if you drive around in this town enough, you'll find as many churches as there are barns.
Yeah. So you said something about the Blymeyer side of the family. Can you kind of go into that a little bit more, just because you said something about folk magic?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, around here, Blymeyer is a name that a lot of people know. My grandparents used to tell us stories about it, but mostly we just didn't keep up with those cousins. When Terry started to get involved with them, I was a little concerned at first, but it was, better than what he had been dealing with before. I mean, clearly the people that he had been dealing with after he left home at 17, they were drug users and addicts and drunkards and frightening people. I was thrilled that he seemed to be excited about God and Jesus, and that he wanted to learn more and do more within that community. So it didn't seem to be harmful for him to speak with some extended relatives. But yeah, I don't know what they would have had to do with anything. They haven't been around in a while. They lived in the area. I mean, a lot of Blymeyers live out here, let's be honest. They've got a bit of a reputation, but they are relatively harmless, I suppose.
I'm sorry. What kind of a reputation do they have?
Well, I shouldn't speak ill of the long past, I suppose, but that's been long and dealt with from ages and ages ago. Tale as old as this house, I would expect. You never heard of the Hex murders? Oh,
No, please.
yeah.
I'm very interested in historical crime as well, so please tell me everything.
She has a true crime podcast.
I do.
Oh,
a couple actually. Yeah.
That is so nice. I've never actually listened to a podcast before, but I do remember Terry telling me about a couple that he really found really enjoyable.
Cool.
Yes. Anyway. Let's see. All right. The way my grandmother used to tell it was that the Blymeyer family always been a little bit odd. There were a number of them in this region. I mean, probably 50 at the time. This was back in the 20s, so there was still a lot of odd beliefs back then. And this community is well known for being integrated with the Mennonites and the Amish, and a lot of that bleeds over into one another, depending on who you're related to and how. But there was a Blymeyer, somebody. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I'm sure you could look it up. This person, Blymeyer, he believed that he was cursed, and he kept going to local faith healers all over the county, trying to find out who had cursed him. He kept trying to figure out who it was, and eventually he spoke to somebody. I don't remember who, but he spoke to somebody who said that it was a gentleman by the name of Raymeyer, down in Raymeyer's Hollow. That's in this area. And so he went with one of his cousins, I think, down to Raymeyer's Hollow and spoke with this Raymeyer. That was the fun, weird detail that my grandmother used to always say. Spoke to him in person before everything else. They spoke to him in person. I think they were trying to get a book. Something about, I don't know. Look, a lot of my relatives have one of those friends books. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Your old friend. I don't remember what it is, but
right. With Song of Friends?
something, I don't know, something like that.
Right.
But I think they were looking for, I don't know, maybe the Friends book, or there's a rumor that they had a copy of the Books of Solomon. Those are supposed to be really dangerous, bad stuff. So Blymeyer goes over to this guy's house, and he asks him for a copy of this book, and I guess eventually there was some altercation, but they left. And you would think that would be the end of it, but then later that night, Blymeyer came back with his cousin, and the story goes that they were looking for the book and broke into his home. Raymeyer confronted him, and I've been told that they beat him to death, although it couldn't entirely be proven. What I do know is that the house in Raymeyer's Hollow, they fixed it up since then, but the house in Raymeyer's Hollow, Blymeyer, he lit it on fire. Supposedly lit the man on fire first. And that's the odd part about the rumors. You're never quite sure whether or not he was dead when he was lit on fire. But then once he was dead, they said that they didn't need to find the book anymore, and they left. But then eventually all that got brought up in local legends, and the Blymeyer gentleman was on trial for murder. I don't remember what happened with the trial. I think he was convicted, but I don't remember my grandmother ever saying whether or not he was executed or just served a life sentence, or if he hung himself. Who knows? But yeah, that's mostly what we know around here. That the Blymeyer family is a bit of a odd duck in the land.
Sounds like it. That is a really intense story.
Real quick, Mrs. Curry, any chance that the Blymeyer man was named John Blymeyer?
That could be it. It was something simple, but I mean, so many people around here are named John or James or
Oh, yeah, sure.
David.
Common name.
You know,
Right.
Biblical. So
yes.
Yeah.
Not as many Marks as you might think. Or a Luke. I haven't seen a Luke in a very long time.
it's becoming a little kid's name now again. It's kind of
Oh.
nice.
Oh, that would have been a nice name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else I can help you with? If you really wanted to see Terry's room, I suppose you could. But again, he hasn't been there since he was 17. I mean,
I was actually wondering, Mrs. Curry, if you have maybe an old family Bible that might have like a family tree or something in it.
oh, probably. Hold here a minute.
Especially like if it was kept up to date.
I don't know how up to date it is, but you're welcome to look at it. It's in the den.
Thank
Hang
you.
on.
Thank you.
She wanders off to go check in the den and gives you guys a few moments alone if you need to discuss anything with yourself before she comes back.
This is very interesting. This is very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like,
motive.
is it weird? It's like revenge, sort of. I mean,
Generational revenge.
but like forever? Like what? Okay, why now is my question. Right? Like,
Because they learned how to do it, maybe. And they wanted to burn,
yeah.
and they wanted to burn the seventh son of a seventh son, so on and all that.
Yeah.
Before the
Interesting.
house. But also she said his apartment had a lot of fire damage. We didn't
Yeah.
have fire. We didn't have fire damage at the other places.
I know. That's weird.
I want to go over to the a complex if we can.
I mean, we should probably go to the complex. We should also probably go to
Check on
Raymond.
Liz. Raymond.
Oh yeah. Oh right.
Raymond, I don't want to do that at night though.
Sure. Yeah, sure. But yeah, we should definitely go to Raymeyer's Hollow. I
Tomorrow.
mean, Liz. Are we going to Liz later? What's going on with Liz?
We got it. I want to make sure that they that they're protected
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
in case anything comes.
Okay. Sure.
As you guys are talking, then Casey eventually comes back in, and she, yes, does have almost an identical copy to what you've already seen. This really big, thick family Bible that is clearly from probably the 1900s. But yes, it does have, as she opens it up, she's like, yes, you see, yes, we are, I suppose, somewhat related to the Blymeyer family, as you can see on the right side of the page.
Mhm.
But there's lots of other families in this area, and we're related to lots of strange people. If you want to go all the way back, I think there's a relative of William Penn in here, if you would believe that.
Oh.
Impressive. Yeah, that's great.
That's my grandmother always told me that one. I don't know how much I believe it, but yeah, somewhere way back in our family line, we might have been somewhat related to William Penn. Those Quakers, they got around for as much as they were on their
Sure. May I?
Sure, of course.
And
I
do you mind if I take a picture of this, Mrs.
Yeah.
Curry?
Sam, what you are seeing pretty much identically lines up with what you've seen at the previous house. Actually, this one is not as detailed. It does have most of the people, and it goes through. You see a little bit more of the Curry family line. So you see Terrence, but Terrence also had some cousins. There's some additional Blymeyers that are sort of up in the corner. But the bottom half, where you had previously seen Jared Oldhauser and William Hess, there's not really much additional detail down there. So there's no listings of Jared's sisters or their offspring. There seems to be a couple of maybe some aunts and uncles missing in other places.
Okay. Cool. This has been so very helpful. Before we do anything else, really quick, I go into my bag
Mhm.
and I just like, if we do end up using any of the audio that, do you mind just signing this release form really
Uh,
quick?
yes.
Or any of the
Of course, of
images?
course.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yes. And please, I have a Comcast email if you wouldn't mind getting in touch with me if you are
Sure.
using anything, if you find out anything interesting.
Yeah.
Especially if you find out anything about Terry. I mean,
Yeah.
they said it was an accident, but if it's some kind of arson or something, then I would certainly hope that somebody would let us know.
Yeah.
Mrs. Curry,
Hmm?
did you know that there are 2 other names in this book that are also victims of very similar incidents to your son
Oh,
in recent days?
no, I hadn't really read
William
it.
Hess, William Hess and Jared Oldheimer.
Yeah, unfortunately, there seems to be a little bit of a pattern.
Oh my.
So that's why we're investigating.
Oh goodness. I mean, oh,
Did you know either of their families?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure I know an Oldhauser or two here and there, but not somebody named Jared. And I mean, William is such a common name as well. I've met
Sure.
plenty of Hesses, but I don't know that I know a William Hess per se.
Okay.
I mean, the more you look into this area, the more we're all kind of related.
Yes.
But that's sort of the nature of being in a small town, I suppose.
Well, thank you again so much for your time.
Yeah,
Mrs.
thank
Curry.
you.
We really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Please let me know if you find anything. I really want to. I've made my peace with Terry not being here anymore. It's been a few weeks, and we've accepted that God has called him home. But if there's a reason, if there's more to it, we really want to know. We really want to support
Sure,
any
absolutely.
investigation that comes up.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Okay. Stuff.
All right. So,
Thank you for your
we-
time.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yep.
We go out the door, get
Yep.
in the car.
Have a good night. Yeah, you can drive. And I think we should probably leave it there.
Right.
All right.
Collected new information, which you are welcome to share with Sheila off screen if you would like, so that you guys can formulate a plan.
We'll just make her
Ah.
watch the episode. It's fine.
Yes. Before we close up for the night, as I hang out in my costume closet, let us talk to our individual players. We can highlight you. Wait, I can do this thing again. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
Do this.
Hi.
Tell us who you are,
Hello.
what you do, and stuff.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Kostelik. I play your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare at a
Woo.
Renaissance festival near you, more or less. And on Tuesdays, I'm here doing the writer's room, writing sonnets with Shakespeare, where we collaborate to write a sonnet together. Sometimes silly, always unique, and definitely special. You can follow me, all of my links, all of the socials, etc. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, go to my link tree. It's down below. You can join me at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival, April 5th through 26th. I'm the entertainment director there. So Shakespeare won't be there, but Hamish Bruce, the Archbishop of York, I'll be there. And it'll be very silly, including Easter Sunday. I will be doing the Easter service.
Wow.
Yes,
All
we're going to do
right.
a traditional abbreviated Anglican service, and I'm the bishop for that. So come on out and join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then all throughout the summer and fall, I'll be at Renaissance fairs around the country. So, and also on Destination D&D with Paolo in July in England. So come and join us for that.
Yes, that's. Oh, wait, I had it.
Oh, and hobthetroll.bandcamp.com.
Yes, Destination D&D and Hob the Troll. Yeah, cool. All right. Now I need to take off other things and switch people. And hello.
Hi, I am Katie Hauser playing the Sam Watts. Yeah, I am an actor and a performer, and I do stuff and stuff. You can also find me on Instagram at Rune Away with Katie. I do tarot readings, rune readings, just general like get together and have a good time. Yeah,
Grad
and you
student
can also catch me at hobthetroll at bandcamp.com.
and a new grad student.
Yes, grad student.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I got accepted to grad school. So
Yay!
yeah, I'm going back to be all smart and stuff. But yeah, hobthetroll@bandcamp.com.
Hop the troll.
And there's me. Hi.
Ah,
I am a person. Yeah, I am here. I exist. This has been Gothic Horror Gaming. I'm going to name check the important people. This is my friend Devin Borkowski. She is amazing. She does all of the art in my brand new book that got released in October of last year, which I will bring up in a second. But that book is called Dread. But this is her original artwork, devinborkart.com. She is a representative of the Rappahannock tribe and does art about Renaissance fairs and about the female experience in life. And she's just really, really powerful, creative, and I love her work. So please check out devinborkart.com. And also, oops, wrong buttons. I'm going to do buttons. There's my book, which she also did the drawings for all of that. So yes, I have a book available on Amazon. Maybe don't buy it this week because we're boycotting Amazon, but check it out another time. And you can also support me at my socials. You can find us on patreon.com/quote for all of my writing needs. And let's see what else. I am also an artist and creative. And I've been working for the past, we're going into weekend 7 of the Florida Renaissance Festival. I started down here in January, and I was so thrilled to be able to come down here and be an assistant entertainment director, which is really fun.
Good job.
Yay. So if you are in the Florida area and you would like to come visit, we have 2 more weekends. It's been a fabulous, fabulous experience. I've really enjoyed working with Chris Leidenfrost, who's been the other head entertainment director. It's been really, really awesome to work with him. Bloop. But we will quickly name check all of our people. Let's thank 3D to you. They're cool people, and they've been watching us this whole time. 3dtu.org. They have a whole bunch of stuff coming up soon, especially personalized events. So please check out 3dtu.org or on Facebook and Instagram to find out more information about them.
And thank you, special guest Amy.
Yes, and thank you, special guest Amy Reader,
Shout
for
out
getting
to our
on. Who actually has some expertise in this background stuff. So hooray!
hooray.
They've been here the whole time. Woo! Yes. But yeah, anyway. So next week isn't going to happen, unfortunately. Fortunately for me, because I'm going to Disney. Yay.
Yay.
But then we should be able to finish after that, God willing. This has been a great game, and I've been really thrilled, but this is also the time of year when all of us get sick and when all of us have busy things going on.
Yeah,
so
it's the on again, off again game.
Woohoo.
Thank you all
It's like
for
a
joining
British
us.
show.
Yes.
It's like we ran for 8 months. We did almost 4 episodes.
I wish I could just like film this and then put it out. That would be great. If I had the
That'd be awesome.
budget Brendan Lee Mulligan has, I would do it. But
I know.
he's an incredible person. I have hung out with him before. He's a nice dude.
Really?
Yes, we worked at a LARP camp in upstate New York for like 5 years together. Off and on. He came down and did the ones in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
That was really fun. He's a cool guy.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, anyway. Yeah. I love all of you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us
so much for
and for all the investigation, and hopefully we'll figure out what happens at the end soon.
Soon.
All right. See you guys
Awesome.
soon. Bye.